Hey guys, it's your boy, commentary YouTuber number 458 here, and today I thought I'd go over like the kind of Elden Ring DLC and kind of what we know so far about it too. And, my predictions and hopes at the end. I don't really have many predictions because everything's kind of already been said that can be said without spoilers, but yeah, let's just get into it. So first things first, we got this kind of teaser poster on, I think it was February last year. And it revealed, like, not much. It was just kind of Miquella riding Torrent. I'm not sure everyone's going to know about Elden Ring lore in this video, so I'll just say Miquella is the person that we're kind of chasing in this DLC, the person that we're trying to find. And he was on this horse thing looking into this tree in the distance. And the image said Shadow of the Erdtree, so we got the name. About a year later, we got the trailer. And first off, I'll say that it's coming out on the 21st of June this year, which is in exactly a month's time, which is why I'm making this video a month beforehand. There are a lot of things shown off in this trailer, like, the main villain, like Miquella himself, and I'll just talk about some of the things shown off. We know that the way that you'd enter the DLC is by killing a boss called Moog and touching the hand that's coming out of this little cocoon thing in the arena. It was also revealed that Radahn has to be killed too to enter the DLC, who is another optional boss in the game. And then we see the three main areas in the DLC, which looks to be an area of yellow grass, an area with blue glowing grass, and a poison swamp, which Miyazaki, the creator of this game, has revealed he loves making poison swamps. We then see a big Wicker Man boss, which was, it's not called the Wicker Man boss, but Miyazaki's revealed that it was inspired by the Wicker Man, so that'll be cool to fight, I reckon. After this, we see, like, this massive lion with, like, loads of hands sticking out of it, and obviously, like, inspired by the Chinese dragon. We also know that this boss is going to take place in the poison swamp place, in, like, this kind of, I guess, legacy dungeon in the poison swamp place. After this, we then see more weapon types, which has been confirmed now that there's going to be 8 new weapon types, more spells, even more new bosses, which look really cool. And then we get a clip of Mesmer, who is the main boss in the DLC. The main kind of final boss is what they've teased for the DLC, but they never really reveal the final boss in the trailers of all the DLCs that they put out before, so I'm not too sure about that. My speculation, my opinion on Mesmer is he's going to be the boss before the final boss, or his second phase is going to be huge, like, big, like, monumentally massive. And then the last scene is, Miquella, the person that we're chasing in the DLC, doing something to the tree. I feel like it's also good to mention that both Mesmer and Miquella are demigods. This was all from the trailer, pretty much. I just thought I'd also mention, this is future Mad Mortsky here, that some of the things in the trailer that I didn't mention, I didn't really feel were necessary. Like, there were some voice lines in the trailer that were said, as well as some scenes that I didn't really speak much about. But they don't really give much away, so I didn't really mention them. Go watch the trailer yourself if you want, I'll put it in the description. But some things have been revealed by the devil himself, Miyazaki, so let's dive in. We've been told that we are following in Miquella's footsteps, which could be this kind of thing here. I'll put it up on screen. This rune-looking thing. And this could be, instead of the Grace of Gold that we are following in the base game, instead here it could be that, because it's also been confirmed that this game takes place in the Shadow Realm instead of the main realm. And the kind of lore behind that is Marika, who is God. I'll explain it in simple terms. Marika is God, but she wasn't always God. And she was born in the Land of Shadow. And she ascended to the Lands Between, and then she ascended to a god. In simple terms. We also know that Mesmer, the main boss, rivals all of the other bosses and demigods in the main game, and he hates them all, and he was banished to the Realm of Shadow. And the stuff he wears is kind of like, it opposes and it's seen as blasphemy to the people in the main game, the demigods in the main game. Like, for instance, his red cloak, the snake, the dragon eyes, things like that. And this could be for one of two reasons. One, he's wearing all this stuff to mock all the demigods and God in the base game. Or two, all of this stuff is seen as blasphemy because of him and because of his actions, which, I like that reason more. It's like, I don't know, it's really cool. I also think that he's like the firstborn of Marika, who's God, as we just said. And he basically was kind of a God of War type character, is what people are saying. As far as the size of the map goes, people are saying it's bigger than Limgrave, which is probably around 1/5 of the actual Elden Ring map size. But if he's saying it's bigger than Limgrave, it'll probably be Limgrave plus a half of another place. And people are saying, oh no, it's going to be so small, oh no, the DLC is not going to be big. But to that I say, Limgrave is an area in game. It's about the size of Dark Souls 3's map in general. And the DLC is also priced at £35 or $40, which is the same price as Dark Souls Remastered is. So if they're pricing it at that much, it's going to have at least the amount of content that that game has, which is, great. Another thing that's been said is the more bosses that are coming to the game. In Elden Ring, there were 12 main bosses that you had to defeat for the game. But in this one, he said that there's 10 new bosses. By new bosses, I think he probably means new bosses in terms of story and demigods, I guess. Well, not demigods, but like main people. And I think this does include like, the optional demigod bosses, like how Melania was optional in the base game. I think there's going to be optional bosses like her as a part of those 10 bosses. So there'll probably be 8 bosses that you need to kill to complete the story. I don't think he counts dungeon bosses with this, so I think they'll probably be the same as the normal world, the base game. He's also announced that there will be 8 new weapon types. And 8 new weapon types is, you know, that's crazy. That's genuinely crazy. Because, I don't know, I can't even think of 8 new weapon types. All we've seen is a kicking feet, like kind of karate attack, and like a double-bladed shield kind of weapon that we see in Mesmer's fight. As for the other ones, I can probably say that there's going to be like throwable items that replenish. Apart from that, I don't really know, you know. They did also announce that some of the bosses will be as hard, if not harder than Melania. And for those who don't know, Melania is known as one of the hardest bosses in gaming history. So, you know, I'm sure that'll be great fun. But I can't take this shit no more. The levels in the dungeons, he's also said will feel much, much more interconnected, which is a cool thing that he's added there. And just when I thought it was over, they went and dropped another fucking trailer. And to be honest, this trailer looks great. And what I'm about to say, it might sound a bit confusing, but it is, at the end of the day, just speculation about what's happening. So sorry if it does sound confusing, but let's just get on with it. Now, the trailer that they dropped about an hour ago was the Shadow of the Erdtree story trailer. And although there wasn't any gameplay, they gave a lot of lore about the Shadow Realm and the DLC altogether. The main points to mention, and once again I will put this in the description for the full video, was that essentially what it looks like is Miquella established a connection to the Shadow Realm that had been kind of forgotten long ago. And this footage on screen here is probably Marika, the god, not Miquella, they have very similar names, ascending to the lands between and sealing away that link to the land of shadow with whatever these flesh walls are, which I think that Miquella basically later established. After this, we see loads and loads of scenes of war. Basically, I think it's Mesmer versus Miquella's side. And I think that what's happened here is because the connection has been brought back to the lands between and the land of shadow, there's this huge war about the people from the land of shadow trying to get out. But we already know that, you know, the Shadow Realm was on the losing side of the war, as we hear in the first trailer.
This happened to be on the losing side of a war.
But at the end, we hear that Miquella abandoned this place with more imagery of what we presume is Miquella's Great Rune. The trailer then goes on to speak about Miquella's fate, and we see Saint Trina, who is essentially Miquella's alter ego, who has actually been confirmed now to be appearing in the DLC. And then we see basically everyone standing at Miquella's Great Rune, which in my opinion confirms that these will be the sites of grace, and it was basically just to show all the tarnished kind of, you know, standing there. And that's pretty much it, you know, that's pretty much what he said in March, and there's not really been much since. There's been a bit. Like 6 days ago, they announced this. They tweeted this out on every Bandai Namco account, saying, "Fearsome foes of unfathomable power await you in the realm of shadow." And this boss design looks, you know, it looks great. It's got these two kind of like circular blades, which I think could be another new weapon type in the game. People are saying it's Godwyn, who's a character dead in the base game, but I can't really see that just because he's in the pose like... Just because he's posed like this doesn't mean that he's Godwyn just because they're posed the same. I think he'll kind of have connections to him. I think Godwyn will appear in the DLC in some shape or form, but I'm not sure that this boss here is Godwyn. I think it's probably got connections to him at best. So what's my predictions and hopes for the DLC? Well, I think the DLC will be around 25 hours long for a regular player. But for people like me, who are shit at video games, I would say it will probably take around 35 hours. Because my first Elden Ring playthrough took 150 hours, which is 2 times as long as it should have taken the normal person. I also think that the DLC will have 3 endings, with one being good, one being bad, and one being like a true kind of ending. I also hope that the Godskin Trio come out, and you fight them in the Poison Swamp. But if you get poison in this game, in this swamp, you get cancer in real life. Anyway, that's it for me today. I'll come back like in a month's time and speak about the Elden Ring DLC. I will be on holiday when it comes out, but when I get back, I'll make a video talking about if my predictions and kind of what it's like, and I guess a review on it, of course, because we always do that. We always have to do that. But yeah, with that, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.